Good morning, physical science students. Here's just a short video on how to rearrange equation for momentum. So if your question is asking you to find momentum with just the letter P here, it is already by itself. That means that formula is ready for you to go, and you just have to plug in the mass, which is m times the velocity. So pretend we have a problem where we're trying to find a momentum of an object, and that object has a mass of 3 kilogram and a velocity of 10 meter per second. What would be the momentum? So since momentum is already by itself, that means I just have to plug in that information and I'm good to go. So it'll be 3 kilogram times 10 meter per second. So when you have two letters next to each other at the same level, that means multiply. As you can see here, I have 3 kilogram right next to 10 meter per second, and I use a parenthesis to represent multiplication. So 3 times 10 will be 30. Now none of the units cancel out with each other here because kg do not cancel out with the letter m or s. So I will still have kgm. But if you notice very carefully, this s right here is below a line. So that means that it is still below a line. And so the unit for momentum will be kilogram meter per second. Now, what if you're trying to find mass and you're given momentum and velocity? So here my goal is the letter m, right? I need to get it by itself for me to have the formula ready to go. So in order for me to get it by itself, I have to get rid of whatever's next to it. In this case, the only thing next to it is the letter v. And so I want to get rid of that v. And knowing that two letters next to each other means multiply, so mass times velocity, how do I reverse the multiplication? So the opposite of multiplication is division, and we use a line for division. So I divide both sides by v, because whatever you do on one side, you must do onto the other side. And so now this side, the v cancel out, and all I have left is mass. And then the other side, what do I have left? I have momentum divided by velocity. So I know when I'm finished that mass is equal to momentum divided by velocity. So if I were trying to find mass, I would plug in momentum, whatever it is, pretend 100, divided by the velocity, which is 5, and I would end up with, say, 20, okay? Now, what should be a logical unit for mass? And the only unit for mass that you should see in the case of momentum should be kilogram or gram in the science class. Here's my last example. So here I want to get that letter v by itself, right? Because I want to find velocity. Now, how do I get rid of the m? Once again, m next to v means m multiplied by v. And so to reverse multiplication, we do a line for division. And we want to get rid of that m. And the only way you can get rid of a letter is to divide by itself. Or one of the way you can get rid of it is to divide by itself. But whatever I do on one side, I have to do onto the other side. So now when I'm finished, I have the letter v left on this side equal to momentum, which is p divided by mass. So velocity is momentum divided by mass. And the unit appropriate for velocity in our class will be meter per second or kilometer per second or kilometer per hour. It's always a distance divided by a time. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Have a good day.